Okay, guys. Well, I don't know how I'm gonna start these things anymore. Today I'm playing some Minecraft. I will be. I'm just gonna be building. There's something I've been wanting to do on a server that I've joined a while back that has a creative aspect. I know I could do this on like any super flat world, where I just do things, just random things, building things. But this is just like I've already done this one, and I don't have to try and figure out how to go about redoing it in my own world. So there's that. So yeah, I'm literally doing what my thing says and building Pokemon. So I already started off with the first one, which was I'm building from bottom up. I plan on eventually I'm going to get to the point where I have all 151 original Pokemon, and so I started with Mew on the bottom layer, and it kind of bums me out that I don't have it centered. I kind of would have liked to have seen it centered, but for that to it's not really that big of a deal that I don't have it centered. It's more of I'm building it in a layer format, so I'm building it from bottom up, starting with Mew, which is the 151st Pokemon, obviously. And then, so now I'm going to be building Mewtwo. Now, I will be going in and out of this menu for what seems like a long time, and that's just mostly because I need reference material. So I use reference material from the original games to get the general shape, and then I will go and find the colors. So right now I'm looking for Mewtwo. I don't want to do pixel art. Game Boy sprite. And see what comes up with that. So you guys won't be able to see it because right now I'm just looking on Google. I just googled Game Boy sprites to see what different Mewtwo's I can, or what Mewtwo I can build, or what Mewtwo I should build. More of the lines. Right now I'm seeing a lot of the sprite that I already built, which is the Mew. Which is not what I want. I don't want Mew, I want Mewtwo. Finding one of its original Game Boy sprites is going to be kind of tough. That, and I'm just hoping I can fit it into the area, because there's going to be a lot of space, or I don't have a whole lot of space because of the way this is set up. I might be better off just doing this on my own, map, but for the time being this is where I'm going to do it, and if I decide to change it, then I will start a different way and just do sprites in a different order. I will also be doing mostly wool colors, so there won't be a whole lot of stone or anything, because I've been using carpet to do the Mew, I used carpet to do the Mew. So right now I'm looking for a good sprite, and I think I saw one early on but passed it up to see if I could find anything else. What kind of stinks is that if I go to do a Mewtwo sprite, you get a lot of sprites that are two different kinds of purples, or two different shades of purple, and I'm really wanting one shade of purple, and I think I found the perfect one. Oh, of course it's animated, so I have to try and figure out where to save this. Let's see if I can. That's gonna be kind of tough, but I think I can do it. Another thing is I'm gonna try and pull up my stream chat. So yeah, that should be kind of tough. Let's see here. I'm just trying to... Okay, that's a little better. So yeah, now I need to pull out the wool. I do need glowstone at all times. I will need black. Let's grab... where's the wool? I need purple. I guess I could have used magenta, but I mean it's not really that bothersome. Oh sweet Panda, what's up, homie? It's good to see you again. Let's see here. I've got gray, I need black, I also need white. I did experiment last time with some snow, and that didn't go well. I didn't like it all that much, but now I'm looking at, let's see here, I have black, I have gray, I have white. Do I need 2 types of gray? It doesn't look like I will. So, yeah, I'm gonna go with these materials and I'm gonna see what it's like. So first things first is I'm going to come down here and I'm gonna build up 10 blocks because, I don't know, 10 blocks sounds about right. 1, 2, 3, 4, no? Oh... Why can't I drop this? Get rid of you. Okay. How many was that? That was 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And this is just so that you have, like, I'm gonna have a good viewing platform for all of them. Because I do, like I said at the beginning of the stream, do plan on having all of the Pokemon built in this one. I don't remember what size it was. When I joined the server, I was like, oh, there's a creative little area where they allow you to get a plot and do that. So right now I'm just gonna build, and if you got questions for me, yeah, no problem. You take your time. It really, yeah, you take your time. Building on computer is so much more different than what I'm used to. I'm used to building on Xbox mostly. Okay, I'm gonna go 2 in from there. There's my plot on this server. I'm gonna start off with, I think this is where I'm gonna start with his first year and do that. So I'm just gonna get rid of this now. So starting off with this, this will be his right ear. No, it'll be his left ear. I'm thinking like. I'm looking at his sprite, so there's that, and then might be. One thing is like going from pixel to pixel on a sprite image is kind of hard because they design it and know how many pixels they want it to be, but I have to pull something that doesn't have any pixel borders and go from there to something that will have obvious, well, not necessarily obvious pixel borders, but it'll be a little bit more obvious. What's up, Panda? Welcome back. So I'm just trying to get my bearings on this build, and I think, no, that's one too many. But I do need that because it needs to come here. And this is where I get into the guessing. Now, you will not believe how hard this one was. I had such an issue with building Mew, and this happened both times I did it. I did this originally on my Xbox, on an Xbox World. I never did a video on it, mostly for the fact that like it just, I never got a capture card for my Xbox, so never got around to building or to recording. But now that I have my computer, yeah, I'm just I'm pulling. I'm not even like necessarily like I'm building the Pokemon, but I'm building flat 2D versions of their in-game sprites, so for one, they're smaller, and two, they're rather easy because they're just like usually a set color. Like there's not some crazy shade of gray that I can't get in Minecraft. Another thing is though, like these are rather like really easy builds. Like if you can, I mean, to be honest, if you can count, you can do this. I'm not doing anything anybody else couldn't do. I'm just doing it in a different way, I guess, because I'm stacking all of them. The only problem is I think I may have started in the wrong spot for this character, or for Mewtwo, because Mewtwo is going to be quite a bit wide. I'm seeing 5 for one finger, another 5, so I'm looking at like, I want to say 30 or 40 blocks across, and I don't know. To be honest, I don't remember what the size of these things are, so I'm just gonna wing it, and if I have to tear something down and start over, I will. But I think starting with this ear in this corner is, or towards the midsection, is not gonna work. Okay. So let's just get rid of this real fast. And to be honest, Mew, yeah, the Mew is definitely like freaking great. I love this build. I did, like I said, on my Xbox World with a good friend of mine who I met on Xbox, and him and I spent literally hours. This took me like 30 minutes, I think. I kid you not. I did this one. I got on my computer and just grinded out a Mew on this world, and it's phenomenal. Like I don't know what it is about building and doing pixel art is just one of my favorite things to do. And if I could have the patience to do this in a survival world, I definitely would. I'm gonna guess that might be. Let's just see how that looks. Okay, let's see here. That's that, and then 2. I'll plop down a purple there. There. I'm right now just doing the outline real fast just to get the shape of him down. That way I'm not trying to fight with figuring out everything else later. And this is also for me to get bearings on where I'm at with the build. Is these small bits of color are actual pixels on the image. Yeah, dude, that's chill. I usually will do these earlier so that you don't have to worry about like it getting late. It's actually only 3:42 p.m. here. So yeah, you can catch this when it goes up as a vid as well. So you don't have to worry about like missing out on anything. I'm just gonna do this, and yeah, I post all of these up as videos afterward. So you don't have to worry about missing anything. So you can watch this build from the beginning. It won't be as interesting if I had somebody in live chat, because I mean right now you're really the only person that shows up to these things. So that's just what happens every so often, is I won't get anybody who joins. So it happens though. Now let's see here. Now all I have to do is that I should have 1, 4. Okay, so this is where it gets kind of hard, because the animated, I keep on forgetting the word for it. It's an animated sprite from the Game Boy Color game, and so it's kind of like hard to keep track of where I'm at, but it looks like this is this distance doesn't change that often. Yeah, that distance doesn't change in the animation, so it looks good now. Now all I have to do is throw that in, and then figure out where to go from here, because then now I have to get the tail and the rest of his body. This is like the first part of his head. Actually, you can start to see it coming out. You got his ear, or whatever that is, up top, and then the other nub or whatever on the back end of it. I can also go in and do that, which puts me on his neck, and then that. 4. That. One thing I do, if you do go to do something like this, is try and make sure you're not losing your bearings by like rotating a whole lot. I try, like, I'll do a whole lot of rotations, mostly because I'm so used to the 3D space of Minecraft that it's just second nature to me. So it's just getting used to the 3D space that is Minecraft is kind of difficult to do, especially when you're trying to copy a block by block representation of something from a video, or I guess pixel by pixel representation of a sprite from a video game or something. And I can do like Legend of Zelda sprites and stuff. Those are cake. Any 8-bit game from the Game Boy, I guess those are 16 or 32-bit games, but regardless, whatever, like as many whatever games from like Game Boy Color, Game Boy Advanced, and just a lot of the Nintendo games, I can do a lot of those sprites because they're rather easy. And a lot of them are pixelized characters. Is that a word? This is actually the nice. Ooh, no. Okay, that actually is, that's not a bad thing. So what I ended up doing was having to move this over by I don't know how many blocks. It looks like 1, which means that I was only 1 block more than I thought I needed here, which means that kind of threw me off on this second half when I jumped from here to here, because this half, all of that was right, all of this was right, and then for me to get to here and be needing 1 more block before it met up means that somewhere when I started this was 1 block too much to my now left. So that's actually a rather good sign that I only had to move it 1 block. Actually, no. I may have to move it more. Oh, no, I see what I did wrong. Okay. This went the wrong way. And you'll see towards the end what I mean, and I'll try and explain it some more when I get to the filling. What I mean by... Oh, no, I had it spot on, too. Dang it. That's all good. I did have it right. I thought I didn't. So, what I mean by this is that... If I can ever get the controls right. So this is his, like... It'll be... So he's facing towards the audience, which is, like, somewhat over here. And, well, actually, it's straight that way. But he's, like, looking kind of cockeyed to them, to the audience. So this is his, like, first ear. It'll be on his left. And it's not really an ear, it's more of a nub on the top of his head so that he can, I guess it's just like a design characteristic of him, so it just happens to be that way. There's that, and then that, and then this is the I want to say tube thing that connects to the back of his head to his, like, spinal area, which is, I mean, it's characteristic that everybody knows Mew for. Mewtwo, I guess. So okay. Okay, yeah, that makes this go right there. And then I need this there. 2. That that's getting better. I mean, this is mostly just his outline for the time being. We'll probably. Oh, this is actually taking me. I guess the spacing is what is going to take me the longest to do, because once I get the spacing, the colors, and everything go rather easy. So there's that. This is the beginnings of his arm, which means that I need some that come down this way, and then there will be a total of 2 there, 2 there, and then 3, and then 2, and then 4. I'm hoping I have enough room, because this is gonna suck trying to move it over. Yeah, I'm really just focusing, so if you guys, if somebody says something, I may miss it, but that's not much of a worry. I'm not too worried about missing something, because every time I look over at my second monitor, the chat's right there, so I should be fine. That, and then that could not have been any better. Like, of aligning, of this being like the exact length I needed, and then this one being where it ended up. Just such a awesome setup. And then there aren't a whole lot of like square sections on well, I mean, like, there's a lot of square sections because it's all pixels. So yeah, man, my eyes are starting to water. Okay, let's see here. So we're right now working our way down to the leg. From his, what is his left arm, our right side of his body, so it's kind of settled differently. I would have liked to have had this over here. I'm gonna take a quick second to meander on over. Okay, yeah. No, nothing going on in the other 2 sections. So I'm looking at doing now is this, that, get some bearings. Do that, do that, do that, and then give us 2 down. And then this is where we get into the I have to get, okay, no, I don't really have to guess on that one. I was going to say this is where I have to get into the guessing on pixel size and then change it later if it's not right. Or not pixel size, set of pixel length, because there's no dividing line that says, oh, this is many pixels, and it's all like made one image or one set thing. Like right here, you can't tell from a distance that this is 4 unless without knowing that this is, or without knowing that this is 1, and that would make this 2, and then that's also 1 as well. So like you can infer just by looking at it. Like some of these I couldn't tell, other than like here I knew that was 4 long because this was 1, and then there was another one there, and then so that labels this as 2, which means that this is also 2 because it's the same size in the image that I used. And then so I used markers like that to, like this tells me that this was 4 because this is diagonal 3, which gives me 3, and then 1 more there. So it just, like, there's markers that you can use to tell, and we'll get to the one that tells me that this is 4 on this build, because this build is actually quite large now. So there's that. I'm going to continue chugging along. Okay, we're getting to another spot where I think we're gonna cut it close, but we're not cutting it close there, we're cutting it close on this side, because his foot doesn't go as far out as his hand. His foot goes like gets really close to this wall. I think I have enough room to fit it here, fit his foot, but his other foot goes a whole other pixel even farther. So if this barely fits by, like, I guess if it barely fits, and then I think we've got enough room. I might have centered this like exactly where I need to fit it in, because this right now is like cutting it incredibly close to this side, and now it's cutting it close to this side, and I think it may cut it close to that side, because that was intentional being 2 blocks away, because it starts off, and I'll show you, Mew started 2 blocks away from the edge of my area, so I started Mewtwo 2 blocks away from there. So I may actually barely have enough room for this, but I mean, regardless, I'm thinking that the spacing cannot be any better now. So there's that. Oh yeah, I'm gonna have enough room, because this is where his foot starts to wrap in. And this is also, it's 3, 4, 7? Okay, that's starting to look good. Okay, this is where we get into... Oh, no, actually, that's already to the point where... Okay, yeah, no. I fully thought that we were going to almost run out of space, but now that I look at it now, this is the lowest part of his... of this sprite. So if that doesn't reach almost the edge there, then we're fine on that front. But now we're getting into the... I'm getting close to this side, and like I said, we're probably going to have enough room, but this is... Like, it's starting to get to a point where, like, it's getting really close. And my eyes are starting to hurt because this is a blinking flash because it's a GIF, not a... Or blinking sprite because it's a GIF of the sprite, not a actual, like, still sprite that I'm used to working with. So, it's just starting to mess with my eyes. And talking is starting to... dry up my mouth. So yeah, there's that. Why'd I break that one as well? I just needed that one. Looks like that, and I'm gonna throw down another purple carpet there just as another marker to remember where I'm to keep my bearings. I'm also gonna throw them down up over here just as, again, markers to keep my bearings. This is also where there are purple pixels on the edge of the sprite, so instead of all of these being black outlines just to get the initial outline of the sprite, there's also these purple outlines, purple pixels that create more of a I guess a lighting difference. I'm not too certain on like the colors like that in video games. I've not really done any like research on it, so it's all kind of foreign to me, but nonetheless, I have bearing markers to keep an eye on my bearings, or to keep bearings on where I'm at in the build. I guess that Mew may have taken me longer because I had to clear out all of those blocks, and this was just... I might not have. I don't know. Okay. Okay, there's that, and then I need another two. And then I don't think I've made this sprite, but it looks familiar. I guess there's a lot of like edges that are the same as the other sprite. I may not pull up the... Yeah, I won't. But there's another sprite that I did that's more along the lines of the actual size compared to this sprite. So it's more along the lines of an actual size in comparison to the other sprite that was right next to it, because okay, we are getting closer and closer by the minute. Okay. Also, again, I do recommend that if you go to do this, do it on the ground, not in the air. I'm only doing it in the air because I want to get as much. So I have I have a ton of space upward. I actually don't know what the build height is on this. I may have gone too high in between these first two Pokemon. Again, I also may go ahead and change over to a normal one and rebuild these two. So these two may be rebuilt on my own personal maps, just to allow for it to allow for me to actually fit in all 151 instead of like get the first few and then try and find a new plot that is relatively close, and then yeah, we don't want to have no fun on this where we do part of them here, part of them there, part of them there, and just have all of them in one general location. That, and I will also be able to work bottom to top instead of top to bottom, or just from one central spot in a circle. I'll be able to grid it because I can also have them standing up instead of laying flat where you have to look down at them. You can look from a distance at them, so you can get a better view at what they're supposed to look like. So there's that. Now back to his right hand. And that's the first initial outline of him. So I'm sure you guys can kind of see, like, from here to here. This is where his tail comes in around and then wraps down back into this area, I think. So it's kind of like unusual to see like this big blob, but once I get these last few outlines in, actually there's quite a few more outlines to do that make this this build just a little bit more intense, I should say, is the word. So I'm going to start here and move in on this line, because this line seems to be a good starting spot. Another little placeholder. Give us that. And one more there. That. Now we gotta go over here. And do so there's his other finger. I think that'd be his thumb. So you have his thumb, his index, and because he's got 3 fingers, so you got his like pinky-ish thing. His index will be right here, and I'll finish this outline up real fast. That. So there's that outline. So now you can kind of see sort of some more of his some definition in the fingers, and then there's his hand, obviously, and then there's, so starting in here, this is where his tail is on like the or the background behind him. So let's get that starting here. I need that. I need a Tetris shaped piece, which is, or not Tetris shaped, but a piece from Tetris that's a shape of from the game Tetris. To be a nerd for a minute. So there's that. Here. So now you can kind of see where, like, that's the end of his tail. Actually, I don't know. It's kind of weird because his tail even shows up here in this area. So, like, you have his... Okay, his tail does this, like, thing behind him. So I'll explain. Actually, it's kind of hard to explain. So his tail comes down and around like that, as you follow my cursor, and then, I mean, it may come down, up, and down. I don't know. It looks like Mewtwo. I promise this will be, when this is done, this will be Mewtwo. So I'm gonna stream until this is done. I'm not gonna like skimp out and stop at exactly an hour. So if you don't like full out, like 2-hour videos, I'm sorry. I try and make this as much as entertaining as possible, and if it's not entertaining, do tell me what I can do. Like, just stop talking. Is that what you want me to do? Just like so other people may not like me rambling on and on and on and on and on about like nonsense when it comes to building. And just like I think this would be almost a really good time lapse too, from a second account that is just based way up here and just sits right here watching me build. That'd be pretty. Oh, that looks like, it kind of looks like Snorlax now because it's like super fat and open, but there's more definition to it. So there's that. Let's just finish up this now. Wait a minute. This was supposed to line up properly. Oh no. There might have been a miscounted vertical line somewhere through here, maybe? 2, 1, 1, 1. Oh my goodness, no. This doesn't line up right. I must have miscounted somewhere even farther this way. So there's supposed to be 3 there, which makes this a 5 block, and then... Oh, I think I found it. I think I found it. Yes, I did. Okay. Not a super simple fix, but... But I found it nonetheless, so... Oh god, no. So I'm gonna do just this section right there. I'm gonna redo this, and then cause this all needed to move up 1 block, and then I'll redo this section all at one time when I'm doing, or not all at one time, but when I'm fixing this, because this is where I noticed that, and see how, like, what I'm saying about 1 block can really screw you up. That 1 block, like, majorly, like, it made it to where, like, this didn't connect right and nothing would have looked right. Because this is supposed to be purple over here, and then this is supposed to be gray. Well, this is supposed to be the definition of his mouth. This is like the definition of his mouth. So if this is defining his mouth, and then this is his chin line, and then this is where his shoulder is underneath his chin because he's kind of looking down at it, it kind of, like, I don't know, it wouldn't be the same as if I went ahead and, like what I'm doing now is I'm fixing it, but it wouldn't have been the same had I just left it like that. So I needed to fix that because it would not have been a good looking build. Sorry, I have to stretch my back because I slouch, and I'm working on my posture to fix that. Okay. This should be relatively easy to do because I've already counted out this section, and so I already know what size all this stuff is, so I should be not that, it shouldn't be that hard. 2, 3, 2. Yeah, that's 3, then 1, then 1, 2, 3. then 4. I'm actually going to do a little bit more of this. And then I'm going to start doing this one. And I don't remember how this is supposed to look because I have not looked at my source material that much just yet. Oh my gosh, my eyes. I don't blink that often for like it's just video games in general like make you not want to blink. And I guess it's just like the right lighting on my face, not my face, but on my like desk and stuff that just makes it super easy on the eyes. And so I can stare for moments on end and what seems like forever and not have to blink as often. So there's that. So yeah, I've fixed that, but now I have to redo this whole like section through here, which is a pain in the butt, and we've reached the 1 hour mark. So I'm going to continue until this is done. I do want to remind people that this is also going to be a video, so if you want to see what it looks like at the end, if this is already a video, if you're watching this as a video, if you want to see what this looks like and you don't want to see the long carried out process of me placing every individual block, because this is gonna, I also have to fill this in with glowstone and then cover it with the carpet so that the light carries through, so you can see a lit up version instead of this like not lit up image. So if you can skip to the very end of this and see what it looks like, or you can continue watching me build this. It's entirely up to you. You don't have to. I don't wish for anybody to actually sit down and watch all of my videos. I just, well, actually, I do wish that people would sit down and watch all of it, because that just means more view time for me. Not that I'm like really into the view time. It's like literally whatever. Like I do need the views, but I I don't ask that you go out of your way to watch the whole thing, even though if it's boring to you, skip to wherever, like, you hear me talking about something you're interested in. Because if you're interested in it, then you're more likely to be entertained instead of just like, not entertained. Sorry, I got distracted by this, weird build. I'm just gonna explore this for a minute. Well, that was useless. I think, not to sound too on my high horse, but I think my build's just a little bit more interesting than that. Okay. Let me collect my bearings again. So, I just moved up this entire section over here. Moved it up by 1. Moved this section up here up by 1 because I found where I messed up. This section right here is only supposed to be 2 like it is now. It was a 3rd diagonal by 1, and that also forced it to be out that way 1 block more, which is weird because it would have been, that wouldn't have been, I don't know. I could have also been wrong somewhere going that way or this way, going back over this way some more. Could have been wrong on one of those blocks. I don't know. I'm not too certain. All I know is everything seems to be fixed, and we're moving back along with this build. So, yeah. Don't you hate it when you have to sneeze and just like nothing, it's just like no. I've had that issue for the last like 10 minutes. I've needed to sneeze and it just won't come out. I think I might have goofed again. God dang it. Okay, let's... I've had to sneeze. Okay, let's try this crap again. Let's see if I can freaking get it. So I have 2, 2, 1, 1, then a 3, then a 2, then a that, and then that, and then that, and that. Okay, I found it already. I don't know what it is with me and doing this, like, I don't know, it's really, what? Oh, I went the wrong way on this. This weird... Now that should be a 3-block gap. Okay. What'd I do wrong this time? Watch it be on this side now. Okay. Okay. 2, 3, 2, down 2, over, back 2, then there's a 3. One, 2, 3, 1. Okay, and then there's a... That's where it is. I found it. Don't worry. I will eventually make this. There we go. Okay, dokie. Donker. That's a joke from... I actually don't know what that's from. There we go. Slowly getting back to where I was at. And I'm going to do the underside of his arm, and then that should wrap down all the way across over to here. So, should be able to make it from here to about there-ish. And that'll be most of his upper body done. Okay, so this should start me. Should start right there with a 3. Oh, goodness. There with the 3, and then a 2. This is where it gets kind of tricky, because I think... Yeah, no, never mind. That thought that was where it was going to get tricky, but it wasn't. Almost there. Okay, that looks like that is all of that section. Now this next part is this down section where his you have the definition on his leg, and then the definition where his pelvis tail thing is. It's kind of hard to explain. So the original Mewtwo has this like pelvis thing that wraps up and around to his tail. And so yeah, I'm just gonna work on that now. Okay, so that leaves us with starting here. There's that, and then okay, now all I have to do, I don't know why. I was looking at it the wrong way, I guess. I mean, it's not like that is a whole big deal. How I look at it, whether it's because right now I was looking at the browser instead of looking at my stream chat, which I mean is not really that big of a deal because there's nobody here watching, unfortunately. But I mean, if nobody wants to watch this, then that's their loss. Some people couldn't watch it because I mean it's late in their time zone. It just happens to be almost 5 p.m. my time zone, so that's not really that different. I guess it's not really that late for me, so I'm gonna continue streaming. I guess, yeah, for some people it'll be kind of weird to watch my streams and figure out how to, excuse me, make it to those. But I mean, there's always the opportunity to watch it as a video. So if you can't make it out to a live stream, you can always watch it as a video instead, which is a great alternative. You can't interact with me as much. But then again, I do reply to all of the comments. I may not make I may not say something in the video, but I will say something to a comment if somebody has an issue with the way I worded something, or if I said something that offended them. I can always manage to respond to it and either apologize if I offended somebody, because I really don't want to offend anybody. If I offend somebody, it's like I completely did it not knowing that it would offend somebody, like didn't think about all of the complete possible outcomes to somebody getting offended. So there's that. We're getting close, I promise. Just a little bit more definition on the in this area, and I should be able to start placing down wool to get the outline started, and then I can get the inside starting to be filled and working from there. There's also something I seem to have missed over here. It's only 3 blocks. But that 3 blocks is the difference from this entire section being his tail and having this odd shape here, and this defining that his tail curves up, and it looks like it curves up, it comes back down through here, and then comes back through here, and then tucks behind this section. So I mean, it's kind of a weird way to think about how his tail is on a 2-dimensional scale, but I mean, it's always fun to know these things, just so that, like, if you miss something and it looks kind of weird, you can be like, oh, well, that it's because there's this missing or whatever. So above the T, we have a 1 block gap. And then there. Now I need to go from there, which this is a kind of a tricky spot. I think that's a 4 or 5 block. 4, 5. Well, I think that's officially all of the outline, uh, the initial outline towards the middle. So there's that, which means that we're getting even closer to being done. So yeah, I'm just gonna So, I'm sorry, I lost my train of thought. I was still thinking about all of this excess glowstone and whatnot. So there's that. Now what I gotta do is place down all of these, the black wool carpet and the purple that I went back through and deleted and then picked up and then redid because I messed up on some of these other spots. But yeah. But yeah, sorry about that. I keep on getting interrupted by some important matters. So now all I have to do is place down all of the black and purple, and I think in some spots gray. No, just black and purple, all across all this glowstone, and then fill it in, and fill in that. So we're on the final stretch at this point. But yeah, I will, yeah, I'm just gonna keep on chugging away on this. Okay, I already did that one. Spot should be already, yep. So yeah, don't really know what else to talk about. When doing this, it's actually a lot easier to place the wool on a floating structure. So if you've already got the outline done like this, it's super easy because then you won't miss a spot when going over it, because you obviously can't place it here and here, so it's not really that big of a deal. So yeah, there's that. But yeah. But yeah, I'm sorry I keep on getting distracted. I'm dealing with some personal issues. So yeah, I'm just gonna continue placing crap tons of wool carpets and getting more and more and more and more stuff to get closer and closer to being done, and then, well, that'll be when we're done, because I mean, obviously I can't stream forever, and I wanted to do more than one, but I didn't think that this one Pokemon would just take me so much longer than the rest. I promise as we get, actually I can't make any promises like that, because if I do, then we'll run into things like Dragonite, Venusaur, Ivysaur. But yeah, it's just one of those things. Cause like, if I were to say Venusaur was gonna take me an hour to do, and then because of how in depth the character is, I'd be lying, because there'd be no way I'd get done in an hour, because it's just so intense, and especially with all of the miscounts I did so far, it would just be it would be kind of hard to say that, yeah, I can get it done, but I probably could get it done if I didn't mess up at all, and I didn't miscount and didn't misjudge something, or when I turned it into Minecraft logic, then. But then again, that's like over 100 Pokemon away. That's the third Pokemon, which will be the third to last Pokemon I do. So I'm definitely not going to get there as of right now, anytime soon. Because this is going to, I mean, if one live stream took me this long to do, if I were to say let's do 2 Pokemon per live stream from now on, it's still going to be close to 50 live streams before I even get to the point where I'm at Venusaur. So I mean, there's that, but there's also Pokemon like Charizard. Blastoise is a really in-depth Pokemon. There's also, oh god, I can't think of any more. Dragonite. Dragonite's gonna be a pain. I think Porygon's gonna be kind of tough, but that's just being that. But yeah, there's that. Let's see here. I didn't put that in there, so. But yeah, that's that. Just placing away. I'm actually almost done with the outline initially, and then the filling it in, and then placing the placing of the wool on top of this after I fill it in is gonna be kind of tough, because that actually it's not that tough, because there's already like I've already counted out the area, so I can just use that as a judge to see where the different colors come into play, because some of the different colors are kind of hard to tell where they're actually being placed at. But outside of that, we should be fine. But yeah, I'm just placing away. Like, I don't know what else to talk about because I've gotten past the technical part, and this is like just spam click, literally. I don't really have any suggestions on how to do this part if you're floating better, because personally I prefer controller and keyboard, or controller and over mouse and keyboard mostly, because that's just I spent so much time playing controller Minecraft that I don't need that I'd actually prefer to play that. But I mean, creative's creative, it's all the same. And I think, oh nope, missed some blocks here. So there's that. My goodness, we're already reaching close to 2 hours. So yeah, I'm gonna start filling this in, and eventually we'll get to. What I might do is fill in parts, cover those, and then fill in some more, and cover those, and then fill in some more, and cover those. That way, I'm just covering and filling relatively quickly, and we're just gonna start down here. Actually, yeah, we're gonna start down here, and I'm gonna fill this in, and then start to cover it, and then we'll fill in some more and cover it, and so on and so forth until this is done. I wish I could do a time lapse here, but I can't because it's a live stream. It'd be awesome if I could do a live time lapse, but like I said, since it's a live stream, I'm kind of doing this all like as you see it. So I mean, for me to do a time lapse, I'd have to have pre-recorded junks. But yeah, so that's almost done. Now let's start placing this gray. And then this is purple. And then this is gray. Okay. And this is purple. Not that, this. And then Okay, let's see here. Let's do this section. Kind of disorienting. Okay, now this is spot that and that. And that is just a wee bit too big. So there's a sorry, that's a lighting spot on his tail belly thing. Okay. There we go. We're getting even closer to being done. This is just another bit, another chunk done, and so the more we get going, or the more chunks we get done, the closer and closer it'll get, and the more it'll look like Mewtwo. But right now you can kind of see this is like his tail, and then that'll be his other leg, and then that'll be where his tail comes up again, and that'll be his arm there with his hand, and then the tail comes up behind his arm there, and then comes back down around here, and there's some more of his tail. So I mean, you can kind of see now where it's starting to look more and more like him as we keep on going more and more closer and closer to the end of this. You will start to he'll develop even more in a way that it just will look great. And I really like what they did with the purples on Mewtwo, because the purples also symbolize like this shadowy, the shadowy spots of his legs, so that you can get the definition that that it's more 3D than it is 2D. And so you get this, like, I don't know, it's just like you get depth in a two-dimensional image, because like right here is supposed to be like concave in, and then this is convex, so it kind of creates this this illusion that there's depth when there's not actually depth. Okay, let's see here. So, I'm here, which is a purple. Let's see here. 5 blocks. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, that's a little bit too far. Actually, no, that's that might be exactly, no, all but that. And then that. Okay. So this next section is mostly purple and gray, as opposed to, well, actually it's a little bit like this one, except it's a pseudo checker pattern. So I'm going to be switching back and forth quite a lot. And I honestly don't know what kind of effect that you get with a checker pattern like this, but whatever it is, it still makes the build really stunning. And so, yeah. Okay, let's start with the purple down here. It gives you this, it gives me this, that, and then gray there, purple there, there. Okay. There's even more done. So we're getting there. It's looking more and more complete, and you can see what I'm saying by, like, this is his tail and it wraps around or behind his foot and comes up this way, because if it were to come in front of his foot, it would, these lines right here wouldn't be there. So you can see where it wraps around his foot. Now this is the other section. That's just all purple. So it's actually really easy to do. Give me 1 second. Okay, so now we're gonna do his arm, and I think I'm gonna do his entirety of this entire section. that I don't know. I'll fill in what I think I'm gonna be able to do, and go from there. I don't know why I'm so quiet. I guess I am just getting into the build because it's just so much placing. So much concentration to make sure I don't miss as many or too many blocks. Okay, so we got a white, and then gray, and then some more white. Also, I think my voice is getting a little raspy and hoarse because I've been talking for almost 2 hours. So I'm starting to feel the wear and tear of, not even wear and tear, just the strain of doing this for 2 straight hours. Like, usually I don't do this with any sort of noise. I don't even think I put on music when I do this, so I'm just like, there's just so much going on. right? Yeah, I can't believe I missed that. This whole misclicking thing is kind of starting to aggravate me. Because I'm misclicking a lot because I'm getting... And to be honest, I'm actually going to complete this, because the last time I said I was going to complete or do the entire task that I set out to do, I quit, like, I don't even know, close, not even like a fourth of the way there. So if you guys, if any of, like, I'm sure at least somebody remembers. So, like, if you guys remember when I did my Penguin stream, my live stream of Learn to Fly 3, I set out to hit 4 million feet, or whatever it is, meters, feet, same thing. I barely even reached 500,000, and I've found out now that you have to unlock some more stuff, because there's more shuttles that you can unlock. I guess it's just more stuff that you can unlock, like more rockets and more shuttles, to allow you to go even further. So that would mean that there's a little bit of an RNG where you have to play the game even more to get cards to unlock even more. I actually think I missed something. getting even closer, ever so close to being done, and it's just taken forever. Just so much time into this one project has really got me. I guess I am excited to see more and more, or see this become more and more Pokemon as time goes on, and to try and remember as many Pokemon as I can and do all of them. So I guess I'm just gonna continue. There's not much else I can do other than just chug on through this and finish these last 4 sections, I think. No, 3 sections. Because one of those is going to stay empty. But, yeah. Just more and more. I'm so excited that I'm getting closer and closer to being done. Not that I have to stop. Not that I want to be done streaming. It's just like this one build is taking so long, and it's just become super. I guess at this point, this particular build has become tedious, mostly for the fact that I've already done both of these Pokemon before. I've not done this particular Mewtwo build, but I have done a Mewtwo build. Like, I did a much larger version of Mewtwo back when, like I said, on my Xbox World, where I did it with a good friend of mine, and then I eventually went through and did Mewtwo entirely by myself. So I didn't have him helping me with Mewtwo when I was doing Mewtwo. So I did a much larger build. Granted, it was in the ground, and I didn't have to worry about like things like air spacing. So digging in the ground was a lot easier to accomplish because of the fact that it was in the ground. Like, in the ground builds are generally a easier thing, because all you have to do is dig the block out, and if you mess up, then you just replace the block while you're still floating in the air. Alright, I'm getting to the end of this build. I am now down to the last few sections. It should take me about 15 minutes to do. Maybe. Should take me probably less if I play my cards right. So yeah, this is where we're drawing close to the end of our stream today. So I really hope that whoever watched enjoyed whatever they watched, and when they left, and up until they left, and I hope that if they left because they had to, because things happened, then, well, things happen. So if you decide to watch when this becomes a video, I hope you enjoy. And these last few dozen blocks should be a pretty monumentous thing, because we're, like I said, we're drawing close to the end of a very intense and well, not intense. There's like no creepers were falling on me, none of that jazz. So I guess that's a good thing. But we had a couple of hiccups towards the mid section of the build, and since then we've rectified them and made other mistakes and then fixed those, and now we're just hopefully trying to make no mistakes and just building as the plans are are calling for. So the plans call for wool and this last bit of glowstone, so it's just coming closer and closer to the end. And I don't know what else to say other than, like, I hope you guys enjoy, and I'm just gonna shut up now and finish this build. Okay. I think you guys can see it now. Like, this is the this is the image I've been looking at this entire time. Except there are parts that change on the image I'm looking at, because obviously it's an animated GIF of said character. So you can see the image I've been looking at for this entire build, and I think this suits the end of this video. I was actually wrong on when it was going to take me to 15 minutes. It was going to actually take me about 10 more minutes. So, guys, I really hope you enjoy this video. Now that it's a video, it was a live stream. I did this like for 2 hours. I hope you guys enjoyed. Please do remember to like, share, comment, subscribe, and because obviously it helps it get out there so that more people can watch this, so that obviously it can help me grow a channel of entertaining and just building, whether it be for Minecraft or just building my channel to help me out, because I mean, to be honest, there's nothing I can do without you guys, and other than sit here and ramble on and on and on to nobody. I can do that without you guys, because I mean, I'm good at it. I can talk to myself apparently, but this is actually going to be the end of it. So guys, just remember, like it if you liked it, comment, subscribe, all that fun stuff. I really do, like, 100% hope you guys enjoyed, and until the next time, guys, do remember to stay frosty.